you look at the photos of everybody on the wall out there; they've all got a smile on their face,
Yes.
which is great.
Yeah.
And that's my job. All I want to do is facilitate conversations like we're doing here today, and draw information out and just spread wealth of knowledge, spread knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's if you can take. I mean, we've had people say to us that, I went and got diagnosed for ADHD after our episode with ADHD, which is great.
Yeah.
It's 38-year-old male.
Yeah.
Said, I listened to your podcast and I went, hey, maybe I should go get tested. And now he's on medication.
And he's getting the help he needed.
And shit, and his life's so much better, which is great.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm trying to live until I die. Come connect, it's a lewd state of mind. Yeah. Talking traveling, if you wanna fly. Fitness and finance, living a better life. Keep it raw, no filter. Living with no limit. Thank you for tuning in. Come on, let's get it.
Hey, Shane, welcome to Lured State of Mind. What do you think of the studios?
Yeah, it's very cozy.
Yeah, you comfortable?
Comfortable, yeah. I love the memorabilia around.
There's a bit on the wall. I was actually looking at a photo of when we first opened the studio, and the shelves looked a little bit bare, but those are stories of my my past, my travel. This is an old Playboy up there as well.
I wasn't going to point that out, but I did see that.
So we've got a bit of everything from everywhere. Obviously, an old snowboard. Japan, motorbikes, planes, sea. You did see the chocolate fish up there. You know I'm a Kiwi, eh? Did you know I'm a Kiwi?
I can tell, yes.
It's good. I still got a twang after 22 years.
Yeah, yes. You've been here 22 years, have you?
22, 23 years.
Okay. Yeah. You can still hear the
you
accent.
can.
Yeah.
You can. I tried to assimilate as best I could when I first got here. But people still pick it up to this day, which is good because, although the All Blacks lost last night, I'm sort of proud Kiwi.
Yeah.
Always be a proud Kiwi. Now, Shane Antrobus, is that correct?
Antrobus, yes.
Yeah. What's the history of Antrobus?
Yeah, it's a strange one. I got asked that a lot as a kid. And then when I got to about 18, 19, I thought, I need to find out this. I need to find out where this name comes from because my dad, he passed away a few years ago, but he was dark-skinned, and looked sort of Greekish. So people...
It sounds Greek. I would have said first up, it sounds a bit Greekish.
So we were sort of thinking European somewhere. So we did some research on it and we found it's actually a little province in England.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's actually an English name.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So your dad grew up in Australia?
Yeah, grew up in Australia. My grandparents did as well. Yeah.
So they third generation Australian?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so all the way back to England.
England.
You're
yes,
right.
Yes, but one of my cousins went over there recently just to have a look at the little province of Antrobus in the UK.
Yep.
It's a really small town, but it still exists.
I can just picture it. I came from a small town in NZ, so it's probably got one pub, no doubt. Yeah,
yes,
like they all do.
They all would. The UK wouldn't have a town without a pub, I don't think.
And dark skin. So where do you reckon the dark skin come from?
I don't know, because...
Just a good suntan?
Yeah, I'd like to say yes, but I don't know, because both my grandparents were quite fair-skinned. So I don't know where the dark skin of... I didn't know.
Was your dad a labourer? Was he outdoors all the time?
He was a panel beater. So he was indoors, but he was with his hands working on cars and things like that. So he was panel beater for his whole career pretty much.
Was he? Do you mind asking me how old he was when he passed?
He was 73.
That seems pretty young.
Yeah, it is. Yeah? It is pretty young.
Yep.
And if you watch the funeral video, you'll see he was quite a wild man when he was younger.
Yeah.
So he did hit the pubs hard. He got involved in a couple of bikie gangs, things like that.
Oh, really?
So there was a real story behind my dad when he was younger.
So this is a great story from your dad.
Yes. And like he taught me a lot about what not to do.
Yep.
I suppose, watching him go through what he was doing. And he wasn't around a lot for me as a kid. My mum taught me to sports, all that sort of stuff, and Dad Dad was out drinking at the pub or whatever he was doing, right?
Wow, just a typical Aussie bloke.
Yeah.
Was
And
he a good man though?
he was a good man. He changed when he was probably in his 50s, I reckon, and he started to think that's not the way you should live life, and he changed his life. He moved up to Sunshine Coast, and the people up in the Sunshine Coast think he was the smartest man on earth because he just gave them all the advice.
Yeah.
And people looked up to him when he was up there. So
I'm going to say that's not hard because you know what Queensland is full of.
yeah,
don't you?
good point.
Well, that's good. So was he still with your mum, like your mum and your dad?
No,
moved?
mum and dad separated when I was about 11. So I sort of had to.
How'd you deal with that?
Yeah, it was. I'm the sort of person who takes a situation and doesn't dwell on things, just moves on. There's something's happened. How do we deal with it? What do we do in the future? And that might have come from that time in my life where Dad wasn't there, Mum was by herself. I had a younger brother. I sort of had to stand up and do some more stuff around the house. Mum had to work, all that sort of stuff. So it was probably a great learning for me growing up, and now with Will, my son, it taught me I'm not missing anything. I go to all his sport. I've coached his sport. I've just spent as much time with him because it's so short.
Well, that's a good thing because, as you say, as an 11-year-old child, you could have gone either way.
Correct.
It could have been adversely affecting your future as a young man.
Yes.
And it happens to a lot of kids, and it's about the situation that you're in. And as you say, some kids just stump up, get on with the job, and take on responsibility, which is obviously what you've done. Which is, like, I can't even imagine myself as an 11-year-old doing that.
Yeah. And some people do put blame on situations in their life and go, well, this happened, so that's why I did this.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, you've got a choice. You can do that, or you can
It's
go the other way.
It is so easy to blame it.
Yeah, correct.
Blame things on a situation like that.
Yeah. So it's how you deal with that situation, and that's just what I've been like since I was young, I suppose. So how did I deal with it? It was tough at times, just not having a dad around a lot. He was always around, but not full time there, I suppose. And then him and Mum come really close again later on in life, until he met another girl and then moved to Queensland. So the family dynamics has sort of been up and down in that environment.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
How'd your mum get on? It's through that period was.
When I was younger?
Yeah, well, obviously you said that there was the separation.
Yep.
They came back together again, and then he took off.
Yeah, so they were always trying to be close.
For the kids.
Yeah, for us a little bit. And Mum and Dad, their plan was to sort of retire together and all of that sort of thing. But things happen in life, and that didn't eventuate.
Of course.
But Mum sort of struggled through that. She went through some mental health issues herself at that time. Again, we were speaking about men's mental health earlier.
Yeah.
And men not speaking out. Well, women can be the same.
Especially that generation.
Yeah. Because Mum probably didn't confide in us. We were only kids, but she hasn't confided in us a lot about it, even though she has been going through some mental health issues probably since that time.
Yeah. How's she now?
Yeah, she's good. She lives down in Mornington.
Oh,
loves
cool.
it. Yeah,
she's living her best life down there. It's gorgeous down there, isn't it?
She's got a new puppy, so
awesome.
Unfortunately, she rings me and just says, "Can you take this dog off me? Get rid of him because he's so energetic and and just destroys things." But I think at this age, animals or pets and things can really help with not only their mental health, but their longevity of life as well.
Oh, for sure, yeah, exactly. Keeps them active, walking the dogs and stuff like that. Because that's the thing, as you get older, we know, you've got to keep up that physical activity, as best that you can.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, we're talking about sport. Well, that's one of the reasons why you're here, aren't you? We've got a common contact, which is Rachel, so shout out to Rachel House.
Yes.
She's put us together today, which is fantastic. Thank you. You're involved in local footy.
Yes, I am.
You're a good, fit, young You're 50.
Youngish.
Youngish.
Yeah.
You're a good-looking 50, mate. You're fit. You're healthy.
Thank you.
Which is everything we want to see as we get older. Obviously, anybody in their 50s, that's what we're all about, is health and fitness and mental health and longevity and living your life, the best you can. So that's what Lured's all about. So I'm sure you've done your research on us as much as we did research on you.
Yes.
That's the mantra. That's what we're trying to. That's what we're trying to teach.
Yes, and I love the Lured philosophy. You know, we only have a short time,
of course,
on this earth, and as we hit 50, it seems like it's even shorter, right? And it is, and there's not much time left. So live your life as best you can. It's
just funny how a lot of people get to a certain age, whether it's the 40s or 50s, and there's some sort of a catalyst.
Yeah.
And then it makes them realise exactly, as you say, how precious life is and how little time we have here.
Yeah.
Because as I've said prior, it's like you get to 50 and go, all right, how many more summers have I got? How many more footy seasons have I got? How many more holidays have I got? How many more days on the boat?
Yep.
How many more days am I going to go snowboarding in my life? And it's about putting everything in perspective.
Yeah.
And as I said, one of the main things is being physically fit and healthy.
Yeah.
And mental as well too. We'll touch on that. But the reason why you're here today, you're heavily involved in youth sport, and you have been for a while. So going back to when you started, you mentioned you played sport as a kid. Your mum was there to support you. What did you play, and when did you start playing? What's your earliest memory?
My earliest memory was in primary school, and I love basketball. Just love the game. As we spoke about before, it was sort of Michael Jordan era. It was massive over in the US, and it was filtering into Australia. So when I was younger, I was just playing basketball at primary level. Then went into rep basketball as soon as I could. I think I was 9 or 10 years old when I went into rep basketball, and literally was playing 3 games a week, I think, and training 2 or 3 times. So
it's a lot of time, isn't it?
It was a lot of time in basketball, and I don't know if you know rep basketball, and I played that right through from I was 9 or 10 years old till I was 17. There's a lot of travel. Depending on what level you get to, you can travel all around the state.
I've heard from parents talking about basketball that it's relentless, and is it year round? There is no season.
Yeah,
is that correct?
It goes from September till Will's been playing it.
It's your son, Will?
That's my son, Will, has been playing it. He stopped now, but he was playing it up until he was 16. It goes from about September through to nearly August-ish, and then they jump back in September with trials, and then it starts again in October. So it's pretty much all year round for rep basketball. Yeah.
Wow. And so, what did you say? 3 times a week training? Plus games
and things like that, and it was all, my focus was just on basketball until I was pretty much 16 or 17.
So you didn't know ball sports, no other ball sports?
No, like school, there was footy at school every now and then, volleyball, I played netball occasionally. There was just different things at school. Cricket.
I can just imagine you in a netball skirt.
Netball skirt, yeah, I look pretty cool.
You got the legs.
The legs are for there.
You got the legs for it, mate.
Exactly.
For sure.
So there was all those sorts at school. When I was in grade 6, so moving into grade 7, we moved up to Whitsundays for 2 years.
What year? How old are you?
I was 12, 2013.
So you just trying to hit puberty there, just about that time?
Just that time. Moved to the Whitsundays, so it sort of ripped my love of basketball away.
Yeah.
And we were up there for 2 years. So there was 2 sports to play. It was soccer or rugby.
In the Whitsundays?
Yeah, in the Whitsundays.
What did you play?
I played soccer.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. Look, I've got a confession to make. I didn't play my first game of rugby until I was 35 years old.
Oh, really?
And I played it here in Australia, in Melbourne. I grew up playing football, playing soccer.
Soccer, yeah.
Which was great.
Yeah.
Great memories of it. As I said, I was in a gym here down the road, and I had some Canterbury shorts on, and some Maori boy comes up to me and goes, "Oh, you playing rugby this year?" And I go, I'm embarrassed to tell you, mate, I've never played rugby. And I was 35, 36.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I played my first game of seniors at 35, 36.
Yeah.
And absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. I was the widest guy on the team.
Yep.
So they just put me out on the wing,
Yeah.
which was great.
Just run.
Little white boy
if you
run.
can. Yeah.
Anyway, enough about me. So back to the wet Sundays. I mean, it's not a bad place to live, is it?
It's a beautiful place to live. And we've been back many times since. But yeah, just got into fishing and things like that. But mum being mum, there was a tournament down in Tasmania that my team was going to. So
Soccer, we're talking about?
No, this is my basketball team.
Oh, right.
From when I left
From here, yeah.
And she flew me down to Melbourne so I could get on the plane with them, go down to a tournament and play with my mates and the people I've been playing with for years down in Tasmania. So we tried to keep in contact with some of the people down here, not knowing how long we would be up there.
Yeah.
It ended up being 2 years, but so I got heavily involved in soccer up there, and made the North Queensland team, I think, in the end.
There's a bit of a pattern emerging here that anything you touch, you turn to gold.
Well, how do I answer that? No, I wouldn't say turn to gold, but
you're naturally talented.
Yeah,
and you can adapt to any sport, basically.
I have been naturally talented. I was quite competent at cricket as well, and then turned to football when I was 17, and played football after that at a high level.
That's AFL we're talking
AFL
about.
football,
Yep.
yeah.
AFL.
Yeah, so AFL football. So yeah, cricket sort of come into my life when I moved back here, and met some great mates through that. I only played maybe 3 or 4 years of cricket.
So you would have been, 15 when you came back?
I
when
was
you got
15,
back?
yeah. Yeah, so I was, it was, yeah, cricket's just a bit slow as a
For
sport
you,
for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
It ruins a whole day, doesn't it?
It does. And my son, Will, he's the same. He started playing cricket like in blasters and things like that, and it was too slow for him. So cricket's not.
You ever play
not
indoor cricket? I played indoor cricket.
I did play indoor cricket quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
That's
was
fun.
exciting, and it was a lot of fun, the indoor cricket stuff, because my mates were still playing cricket. We played indoor cricket like during the week on a Wednesday night or whatever it was, which was great. And continued playing basketball with mates and footy. So football started when I was 17. So I didn't actually touch a football until I was 17, and then.
Well, so you did nothing in the juniors, because there's local footy here. Juniors finish at 17. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So I played 2 years of under 17s.
Yep.
We lived over at Eltham at the time, so I was playing at North Heidelberg Football Club. So I played 2 years of 17s. It was my first 2 years of football, and played my first senior game in my second year of football.
And you're naturally talented at it.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yes. I
Well, you play up for you small forward, or not that I know a lot about AFL.
Nah, midfield.
Midfield.
So I played a lot through the midfield. Yeah, yeah. I was very fit, and one of my good mates, Adam Simpson. He wasn't. I won't say good mate. I'll retract that a little bit. We went to school together, and he was in my brother's class, and we played football at school together. And he's a year younger than me, and he got drafted to North Melbourne.
Oh, really?
Went on, played 300 games.
Wow.
Coached West Coast. Excellent coach. I've heard him speak. He's an amazing coach. And ended up being an amazing captain in North Melbourne, right? And at the time, I just thought, well, if he can do it, why can't I? So I just found myself getting myself super fit over summer, and that's why I become a good runner as I am now, and do a lot of running. I've just maintained that since that time, but that's what made me a good midfielder, was just the endurance and the speed that I had.
So how long was your footy career?
It went through to my last senior game was when Will was born, which was 17 years ago. So would have been through to mid-30s.
Yep.
I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. And then I went back and played some super rules stuff, which is over 40s sort of.
Super rules? Explain that.
So once you leave senior football, there's a super rules or a supers competition that have like over 35s, over 40s.
So
over
veterans and that.
Veterans,
Yeah.
Yep. So the guys that sort of step out of senior footy, it's a bit more bruise-free footy, you know.
Is it though?
Well, they're not supposed to go up with the knees in the back and all that sort of stuff. So they're supposed to look after you on the field as an opposition. So it is a little bit,
Yeah.
but it can still get very competitive.
I'm
as
sure
you can
it
imagine.
does. Yeah, it's the same with football as well too, and seniors.
Yes.
I went back. I think it was 27 when I was in Birstall and NZ, and yeah, it's a lot of people have got grudges to bear. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, just very competitive. A lot of niggles and a lot of abuse.
Yes.
It was it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. You're probably looking at me going, you what? Apart from playing soccer, what if you're looking at me? What would you say I did in my youth?
Oh, jeez, it's hard to tell when you're a bit older. What would have you done? I know you got a good build on you, so maybe did you hit the gym at all at a younger age?
just a little. I've always been I've always done
Yeah.
the gym. I think it was 2021. I had my first business. Started my first business in NZ. Got fat. Just was eating shit and drinking shit, and just there was actually a photo of me in the local paper for some article, and I've still got the picture, and I look fucking terrible. I look like a Teletubby. And of course, I'm not tall, so
No.
you carry a lot of weight. You just look round really quick. And from that day, it was like, no, I've got to get to the gym.
Yeah.
I've struggled with my weight my whole life, but yeah, I've always been consistent with the gym.
Yeah.
Which is great. And it's more of a mental health thing for me too now at the moment.
Yep.
And so I can't not go. I can't not go. I mean, this is a byproduct of just
Consistency.
putting in the hours, consistency.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And as we said, as you get older, carrying muscle tone and on your frame is so important.
Yeah.
Because we're getting into we're in that age bracket where A, you can die instantly just for no reason, and B, as you get older, you're prone to falls.
Yeah.
They're not accidents; they're called falls.
Yes,
and that's specifically for old people.
We have had this debate of when is it like you trip, and when does it turn into I had a fall?
I think it's 45.
Is it
I thought it was 45.
I thought it was older than that, but
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you're not in good nick, 45, 50 area, it's a fall.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
definitely a fall.
Yeah.
You stumble over your own feet because you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And that's different to being at the pub and falling off a stool too,
Yes,
by the way.
far different.
That's completely different. But yeah, that's, as I said, that's the important thing for me was always about just being physically fit and carrying good muscle tone through my latter years, and that's more and more important every day that goes by.
Yeah.
Because I've watched my mother fade away, and it's just sad.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand how important it is for longevity, and hopefully, if they're listening to this and watching or trying to understand what we're getting across, that maybe there'll be a catalyst for them, and maybe they'll make some changes, or maybe they'll try to live a little bit healthier. That's all we can do.
It's very easy not to do it.
Oh, for
at
sure.
this age.
It's so easy to not do it.
But it's also very easy to do it. Like that consistency that you need to have, and it can be just short bursts of exercise, or whether it's a gym, a walk, a run, on a bike. If you do that consistently, and Kobe Bryant's a perfect example. If you listen to Kobe Bryant talk about this consistency, if you do that day in, day out, every day, over time, you make quantum leaps in front of other people.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly. You're not going to see the results in the mirror the next day. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. And it's just about, we just one foot in front of the other.
Yep.
That's all it is, man.
Yep.
That's all it is. So, if you're listening and you want this is the catalyst for you. Get off the couch, put that beer down. You're probably listening in the car, so put that pie down or something. I don't know. Just make a change, please. Hey, kids sport.
Yes,
As I said, you're heavily involved in it.
I am.
So you want to give me a rundown of what you're doing, what you have been doing? Footy, you're involved in the Edi Asp Football Club,
so
is that correct?
Edith Asp Junior Football Club.
Yep.
is what I've been involved in for probably about 12 years now. Before that, doing a bit of Auskick, and then while Will was playing basketball, I did coach some basketball at Chelsea Basketball Club as well. So I also do some work with the St Kilda Next Generation program. So kids from under 13s to under 15s, they've got a program, an AFL program, that they identify some highly talented players in the region, and then they do a 10-week program, which it leads into what is an interleague program.
You said St Kilda. Haven't they got training grounds down here?
Yeah, just at Seaford.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've moved back to Moorabbin now, and it's a great venue that they've got at Moorabbin now.
At Moorabbin.
But they did build one. It's
It's
Seaford.
a pretty impressive one, isn't it? Because you can see it from the freeway, can't you?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a dead space now without the Saints being there full time. So they run their Next Generation program there. The Stingrays, which is the Coates Talent League, which is the under 18 AFL's program really for this region. The Dandenong Stingrays, they use it for trainings and some games and things like that. But outside of that, it's not used as much as what it should be.
It's a shame.
Yeah. So hopefully the AFL can build a nice massive stand there and make it into a really, really good ground that, the Coates League or VFL or someone else can use as well.
What's the state of the AFL? Are they short of a bit of coin at the moment, or
I
is there
wouldn't
plenty
imagine
going
so.
around?
I wouldn't imagine they're short. The TV rights are going okay, from what I understand. But yeah,
It's funny, as a Kiwi, I've tried to figure it out. I've tried to get my head around it.
AFL
the game.
Yeah,
Obviously, every person that migrates here are told you got to pick a team.
Yeah.
And it's one thing I never did.
never did.
Never did. We saw some Essendon floor mats at a $2 shop once, and we were close, but it was about as close.
I'm glad you didn't buy them.
and of course, live in St Kilda. So
Yep.
But as I said, haven't quite committed. It's a lot to put all your passion into one team, and to be disappointed on a weekly basis. So I don't know how some of these Doggy and Carlton fans do it.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's a culture. What's the AFL culture? Is from the inside looking out? What's the AFL culture like in your mind? Because I've got an idea. Of what it is
At the elite level, or at a
Well, let's talk about generally as a game. As an Australian's own football league.
Yep.
Summarise in your words where you think it's at.
I think the game evolves a lot, and it has done. People need to appreciate the game for what it is now. I think we'll talk about the game specifically at the moment.
Yeah.
People look back at the 80s and 90s and even before that, when it was really rough. There was more contested ball, but the game, the athleticism probably wasn't the same. The speed of the game today is unbelievable. The decision making that the players have to do, they've got split seconds to make a decision and get it right. So I think as a spectacle, there will be a lot of detractors from it, because they want that game back that they had.
You're talking about the rough and tumble one?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Bit of biffo, bit of...
Yeah. And the high-flying marks you don't get as much of, because it's a bit of a possession game, and it's moved more strategically now.
So that's the reason why they're not having the opportunity to take these marks?
Yeah.
Was that what you're saying?
Yeah, because their kicking skills are so much better. Their pinpointing passes, the movement on the ground is... There's the strategy behind AFL now, and when I coach basketball's all about plays and how do you set someone up to score, one person to score.
Yep.
Now AFL's moving to that a little bit. How do you, around a stoppage or a ball up, how do you actually allow one person to get free and win the football for your team? So it's getting a bit more strategic around how, as far as the team game goes as well.
Yep.
So, but the culture of the AFL, I think, from a spectator point of view, I don't like it.
Why?
I think and we'll bring this back to youth sport a little bit.
Yep.
But if you're at an AFL game, the amount of abuse that spectators yell at players, at umpires on the ground, it wouldn't happen anywhere else. If that person was walking down the street and they saw someone do something, they wouldn't just stop and start yelling abuse at them. But at a sporting venue, they feel they've got the right to, and I just don't understand why they do it. It's I understand why they do it. They're passionate about their team, and the umpire makes a mistake, or might even make a mistake. They disagree with something the umpire's done.
Yeah, of course.
And they start yelling and abusing the umpire. And it's like, well, but it happens all the time. And I think it can come back to society. A lot of people look at the negatives in everyone. And so instead of looking at the positives, oh, that was a good play. Oh,
Yep.
that person did that really well. Even if it's an opposition player, look at that. That was awesome. Look at what he did.
Yeah.
It's no, look at the negatives and abuse them and criticise them because of the negatives that they're showing.
I'm glad you brought that up because, as you know, my son Mav, he grew up playing rugby.
Yep.
He started playing AFL, what was it, 2-3 years ago, Mav? Yeah, 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Yep.
And being a Kiwi, look, I've been to the footy. I've been to the footy at the MCG and stuff like that. You get these people that obviously have got their own opinions, but grassroots, it's so much more. It's harsh. It's abrupt and it's abuse.
Yeah.
It's abusive. It's not good to watch. It's not good to watch at all. And I think it puts a big stain on especially youth sports, which is the worst fucking place to do it in the first place.
Agreed.
Isn't it? We've
Yep.
got these young kids that theoretically should be out there having fun,
Yes.
and they're getting people abusing them from this. And we're talking about parents' abuse on other, not just their own kids. It's just, as you say, other players, the officials, the umpires.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of time these umpires are young kids themselves, just trying to get ahead
Yep.
and trying to learn how to umpire a game.
Yeah.
It's it is really hard to watch.
Yeah, it is.
And as you say, it's a societal thing. It's quintessentially Australian.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, you do see it internationally.
Yeah.
I mean, there's issues with every sport.
Of course.
You see
I'm
the
not
soccer
yeah.
fans and
Don't get me
you see
wrong. I'm
NBA
not
and that sort of stuff.
I'm
but
not taking a dig at Australians.
No.
I'm just, it's something that you've noticed. It's noticed, and it shouldn't be. It should be stamped out. It shouldn't
should be
there.
stamped out. And like at the MCG or something, you know, it's probably more acceptable. But when you get down to a youth sports game and there's an under 10 game going on, and you've got parents yelling at the umpire out there because their under 10 team got a free kick against them, and yelling abuse at them, and then yelling abuse at it might not be the opposition players, but just yelling and screaming and directing their own child how to play, just let them play.
We
Just
can
let them-
imagine what it does to a young mind.
Yeah.
You know, parents. You know, we're going to talk a little bit more about parenting in sport later
Yep.
on down the track, but their actions are going to mould their kid, and they're a product of their environment, obviously.
Yes.
You know, and these kids are technically they're there to have some fun. That's first and foremost. That should be it. That should be the first and the last.
That should be the number one thing
Yep.
that you think about with youth sport.
Exactly.
Is my kid having fun? That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Yeah, talking about the confusion of kids. There was an example. I can't remember who I heard this from, but it was as a basketball game, and you've got your coach yelling. A player's got the ball. You got your coach yelling at you, saying, "Hold it, hold it." You've got your own parent yelling at you, shoot it, because the parent wants their own kid to score a basket.
Of course.
You've got another parent yelling at the same player, pass it, because they want to pass it to their son to score.
Of course.
How does that poor kid feel on the court? He's got 3 different messages because people from the crowd are yelling at him and trying to tell him what to do. Let him make that decision, or her make that decision.
Of course. So what do you think is the number one problem with youth sport? Is it the parents? Is it the officials, or the coaches? Is it where does it stem from? It's got to stem from
I think it
coaching.
I think it
Yes.
stems from the coaches.
Yeah.
The coaches can create an environment or a culture within their team, and like at our club, I'm president of Edi Asp Junior Football Club as well. So we've tried to create a culture where it's not about winning.
Well, as you
That
say,
doesn't
culture.
matter.
That culture's the number one keyword, isn't it? The buzzword.
And it's hard. It's hard to build in at that level. Like we've got 700, just under 700 kids that play at the club, and there's obviously 700 families.
Yep.
And trying to educate every single one of them that it is just youth sport. These kids are there to have fun, no matter what level. Right?
Of course.
It doesn't matter whether you're 16, 17 or whether you're 8 or 9. You should still be enjoying what you're doing. It's not about winning. So the coach can create a culture, but then you do get some coaches that don't create that culture. And it's hard because during a game, sometimes the emotion does take over.
Of course.
And sometimes the coach might say something that he might regret. But if in general that coach has built a culture of, no, we don't talk back to the umpires. Players, you don't speak to the umpires either. Parents, we're here to watch the kids play. I don't want you yelling out and instructing to the kids. But if you're not doing it on the bench, then the parents can see that as well.
Of
If
course.
the coach is yelling abuse at an official, yelling abuse at opposition players, is trying to direct players what to do all the time, then parents see that, so they think it's okay, and then they'll do it.
So as a president of the club, what are you consciously doing, or what are you needing to do to stamp this out? Or, I know it's impossible to say, look, we're going to eradicate all this bad behaviour because it's not acceptable, but it's easily said than done, isn't it?
It is. It's very, very difficult, and it takes time. You can't expect to just change people's behaviour next week. So you need to have your focus as a club, correct?
Yep.
What's the focus of the club? What's the purpose? Why are we here? Are we here just to win games? No. Do I really care if we win games? No.
Well, you're moulding young people, aren't you?
That's exactly right. We are keeping kids playing an organised sport to be involved, and there's not just football lessons in this. There's life lessons that come through sport, and you playing sport, you probably know that as well.
Yeah, of course.
You talked about resilience. You talk about respect. You talk about empathy. You talk about just winning with grace. Losing, going through the ups
learn
and
about
downs.
Disappointment
and
Yep.
defeat,
Yep.
and how do you deal with that? That's all life lesson stuff. And gone are the days where coaches should go in after a game and just be negative about what happened, whether they win, lose, or draw. It should be still positive messaging. What can we work on?
Is that what you're seeing at your club? Are you seeing that at your club?
Not so much at our club, but I know.
I'm talking about the positive affirmations after a loss or a...
Yeah, we're starting to see it a lot more, and we do put a lot of effort into our coaches, and I think that's important because if they've got the right education...
And your coaches are all volunteers, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Our whole club's volunteers, essentially.
Which is amazing, isn't it? When you think about it.
You've got everyone that's volunteering, right from the president right down.
Yeah.
It's all volunteer based, just so these kids can go out and play sport.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I was looking at a website today. It's the AU Sport website. So playing sport during these years, we're talking about the younger years, so 6 to 13 in particular, can provide lifelong benefits to physical, mental, social and economic well-being. Children and youth who grow up playing sport are more likely to remain active as adults, and to have improved resilience and social connectedness. You agree with that?
Yes, totally. And it's interesting they've done the study until, is it 14 there?
So if we're looking at the participation in 2024, so 0 to 14, an estimated 1.7 million, so 36% of children aged 0 to 14 participate in organised outside of school hours sport-related activity at least once a week.
Yep.
That's a lot. That
is a lot.
That is a lot. So there's an estimated 888,000, which is 36% of boys, and 830,000, which is 36% of girls, aged 0 to 14 participate in out of school. So they specifically say out of school because we grew up in NZ with school programs for rugby and football.
Yep.
So played a lot of sport, and then there was the club that we played out. So I asked Mav today, high school or schools, public schools, do they have good sporting curriculums?
Some do.
Because AFL it's club only, isn't it? Is AFL so all the AFL that's played in Australia from 4 years or whatever it is, as young as it is, it's all club. It's got nothing to do with the school system.
No, when you get into high school, particularly, there is a very good school program, particularly for private schools.
Yeah, not so much public.
Not so much public, but some public schools do have their own programs that are run very well. Now, the private schools do spend a lot of money investing in coaches. For example, Hailbury College have got Matthew Lloyd, who's an ex-AFL player, and they've got Scott Pendlebury helping out there as well. So they're spending quite a bit of money,
of course,
to be able to develop their kids through the school program, which is fantastic that they're investing that.
Are they getting results, though? Are they winning grand finals?
Yeah. Hailbury have... it's not all about winning, but...
of course.
Yes, they've been very successful.
Yep.
And you can see some of their players getting through and getting through to draft night and then getting drafted into the AFL, which should be that should be their goal, right? Is to get them through, develop them as best they can, keep them playing the sport. But the ones that don't make it, they should still have the confidence and the courage to keep playing at some level as well. So it's not always about the top end of the talent. A lot of the time it's keeping, well, we spoke about mental health, keeping that bottom end in as well, and making sure that they have somewhere to participate in.
Where'd you say that those high school years are really critical, and we're finding more and more now that there's a lot more mental health issues within that sort of age group. Do you think
from 13 to 18?
Yeah, well, so I'm talking like when boys and girls hit puberty.
Yep.
It just seems that, I mean, you've got a young son.
Yep.
You've seen him grow from being a cute little boy to then all of a sudden he's shot up and he's probably not going to the pub, but he's probably having a few beers and he's a young man like Maverick. It's all of a sudden it just went like that.
Yeah, it goes quick.
Yeah, it does. It goes way too quick. That period from that innocence before high school to the high school years, very critical. And as was said about sport, having sport as part of a child's structure goes a long way to keeping stuff like that in check.
Yes.
And to not have issues with mental health. I know there's a lot of kids that are dealing with mental health issues through what we've come through with COVID and stuff like that, which is a pretty shitty hand to be dealt as a young kid, having to go through that period. But yeah, the importance of youth sport is. I was just doing some research on it prior to you turning up today.
Yeah.
And it's quite amazing, the stats on it, and also the scope of the sports. I asked you a question earlier. What do you think the most popular sport in Australia is?
Yeah.
Any idea?
Well, my answer was soccer.
Yeah.
I thought that was the most popular sport in Australia. Thinking team sports.
Yes.
That's what I would have said, and then I probably would have said AFL and then basketball. But
wow, you got that chart there, Mav. So we've got So there you go. Top 20 sports and activities by regular participation. Australians aged 6 to 13. The number one is swimming.
Yeah.
Would you have picked that?
I wouldn't have picked that. I would have probably thought.
Did you teach your son how to swim when he was younger?
Yes.
It's a rite of passage, isn't it?
It is. So when you're talking about sport, are they doing it as a sport in this survey?
Well, I think they're classifying it. Well, no, I think because it does say top 20 sports.
Yeah.
So if we run through that list for our listeners, so at the top we've got swimming, which is 1.1 million youth aged 6 to 13. So next is soccer. Then we've got cycling. We've got basketball up there, which is 665,000. Athletics / track and field is about 585. Dancing, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one, which is great. There's probably a lot of females make that up, obviously. Yeah. Cricket is next. Gymnastics, tennis, netball, and then Australian football, which is 11. That's 375,000 participants.
Yeah.
Does that seem low to you?
It does for what is
your national sport.
Yeah. It's probably
because how many in your club did you say? 700.
700. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of clubs. How many clubs in Bayside? How many have we got?
They're every couple of suburbs really.
Yeah.
So there's a lot around, and not all of them are as large as us.
Yep.
But there are a lot of football clubs around. But yeah, I mean, obviously Australian rules football was predominantly Victorian for a long time.
Of course.
And it's now it's gone out Australia wide, pretty much. But particularly with Tassie coming in soon, hopefully if they get the stadium up.
I was going to say, is that still going to happen?
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, when you look at South Australia, WA, and Victoria, they're probably, I would have thought they would be higher with Australian football. Queensland and New South Wales probably not as much.
I've got a breakdown per territory here, but we'll just finish that list off. So AFL is at 11. We've got hiking and bushwalking. That's as a sport, you wouldn't think that would be on that list, would you?
No.
Martial arts. Skateboarding, that's quite big,
yep.
218, that's awesome. Rugby league, T-ball, didn't know they did T-ball here. Volleyball, rollerblading or skating, 134,000. Softball, and then aerobics at 110. Even aerobics sounds 90-ish, like it shouldn't be on there.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah,
for 6 to 13. Have you ever heard of a 16-year-old boy all good doing aerobics?
No.
There's 110,000 of them doing it.
Yeah, and when cycling was up there, my mind first went to over 50s cycling down Beach Road, right?
Yeah.
But it's
in their lycra, drinking their coffees.
Exactly, but it's age 6 to 13, so cycling actually surprises me as well for that sort of age group.
So as they get older, it actually shifts again, which I found quite interesting as well too. That other one that you've got there, Mav, I think is from 14 plus. So this is sports and activities.
So this includes adults, yeah? Is it
14 plus, yeah, 14 plus. It's actually funny because the ones with the A next to them are specifically only for activities for 14 plus, which is what there's a little note down the bottom of it. But walking for exercise, 11 million. Yeah. That's one of the top sports and activities, which is good. I mean, that's the base of anybody's sort of health and well-being is just going for a walk.
It's movement, isn't it?
One foot after the other. Yep. You know, get your 5,000 or your 10,000 steps in. So we've got gym and weight training, 4 million people, and that's probably growing by the month or the year.
Yeah,
you'd want to hope.
Yeah,
you know, with the education and I mean, I don't know about you, but my gym's filling up with a lot of young people.
Yes.
A lot of young people, you know, school kids coming in.
A lot of them are starting early.
Yeah.
Early.
I just wish they would take some training. You know what, kid, I know how to do everything.
Yeah.
You know, and they just got bad form. It's hard to watch. I don't want to be that old man in the gym going,
go and correct
hey,
them.
dude, man, just arch your back a bit, straighten it out, you know. So, Jogging, swimming, yoga, hiking, cycling, Pilates, soccer, aerobics, tennis, basketball, fishing. 460 is a lot of fishermen out there.
Yeah.
Dancing, golf, combative sports, cricket, netball, running, marathons. Australian football at the bottom of that, 284,000. So it's gone from 374. So kids are playing football in their younger years, and then they're dropping off.
Yep.
And why do we think the reason for that is?
There was a study done in the US.
Thanks for that, Matt.
I'm not sure what university it was. I can't recall off the top of my head, but it had, and it's not so dire here in Australia at the moment. But the study that they did was after the age of 13, 75% of kids are dropping out of organised sport.
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
75%. That's 3 out of every 4 kids at the age of 13
it's
are
too
dropping
high.
out of sport. It's way too high.
The good thing about it, and I did some research earlier on, is that they're actually picking it up again at about 18 to 24.
Yep.
So you'll get this lull in that 13 to 15-year-old age period, and then it'll pick up later on at the 18 to 24, which is good.
It is good, but why do you think that they're stopping between the ages of 13 and 18?
Going out with your mates, drinking beers, socialising, playing PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's what you do, Mav, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
They get to this age, and it's look, I can understand if you're a kid and you've played sport all your life, and you get to a point 15, 16, 17, like a lot of these kids that have finished junior football now, their season's over and done with.
Yep.
They're not obliged to go to senior football.
No.
Do you guys have a senior football
Yes.
curriculum?
Yeah.
So they can stay within that club.
Correct.
Which is good. If you've got a good culture, you want to stay there. You want to continue on. But you see a lot of these kids, they're going through a period in their school life where they need to make decisions. They may be going to jobs, or universities or whatever. So that sort of focus is taken away from sport because they just want to grow up.
Yep.
They just want to be adults. That's all they want to do, And if I think at myself at 15, I left home at 15. I left school at 15, and I was living myself at 16.
Yep.
All I want to do was grow up and be a man.
Yeah.
So sport just fell by the wayside.
Yeah.
That's what I see happening with the youth now.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing, because I think if you've taught them well with sport, and that's been part of their vernacular and their education, a lot of these kids are good, well-rounded kids, and sport's part of that. If they didn't have that, they probably wouldn't be where they are. And I think for them to just broaden their horizons and sort of see what else is available for them, I think that's a natural, curious reaction for a young child to happen.
Yeah.
But as I said, they're coming back.
They're coming back, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what the study in the US is like, but like I said, it's not that bad here. But you can see by the stats that you had before, all the organised sports that were there from 6 to 13.
Yeah, just pull that back up again.
From 14 plus have so soccer's up the top, cricket's up the top. I don't think cricket was in the last.
No, pull the other one back, the second one, Mav. Where was cricket? Shit, it's not. Oh no, down the bottom there. It's number 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, kids don't want to be out on a hot summer's day fielding on the boundary, when they could be drinking beers with their mates.
Yeah. Yes, but going back to why they don't play, from the US study, they did look into why kids were stopping sport at 13.
And what was
the number one? There was a few, but they were under too much pressure. There was focus on winning. It was too competitive. So, and that sounds strange, but it's more around the coach or the team trying to be too competitive, not just playing the game. So it was all around fear of making mistakes.
Of course.
Things like that. And that all comes back to what we were talking about before, that pressure that they got from the outside instead of us as parents and adults just letting them play the game that they love playing.
Do you think the culture over here is as bad? Because obviously you're referencing America, which you can understand. I mean, sport's like a religion to them over there. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, we haven't done it. I haven't seen a study done in Australia like that. Like this is, I haven't seen this before either. But I from what I can see, I don't see kids dropping out at that rate in Australia. But I think we're moving. The culture we've got and the way we act around youth sports as adults, I think I can see why kids would pull away and not want to play.
Because it's not fun anymore.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
You get in the car, and I know parents do this. They get in the car after a game, and the first thing they say to their kids is, "You should have done this better. You should have done this better. Why didn't you do this? Oh, that was terrible." It's all negative feedback.
And from the kid's point of view.
And it's right after the game.
Yeah, from a kid's point of view, they don't want to fucking listen to that.
Exactly.
Did I do that to you, Mav?
Yeah.
I did? I apologise, mate. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
See, I'm a prime example.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want the best for my son. That's all I want.
And the motivation behind it is always the love of the kid.
Of course.
But it's just the way we deliver it and the impact it has on the other side.
So it's about education. Well, first and foremost, it's about education.
Yeah.
Because as you say, all we want is the best for our kids.
Yeah.
So, the question for you then: what makes a champion? What goes into making? Because they're not born that way; they're made. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Athletes, I mean, they're born with a little bit of natural talent. Maybe they've got hereditary. They've got great parents. But what makes a champion?
You look at the greatest players in any sport, and it's their mindset. It's not their athletic attributes. Their mindset and their motivation to and willingness to train, their willingness to get better, and they're just what they can do in a game to keep themselves switched on and calm. Even a tennis player, for example, the top 5 tennis players, I think, in the world, there's a massive separation between the top 5 tennis players and the next 15.
Yeah.
So you're still top 20 in the world, right? You're a damn good tennis player if you're sitting at number 7. But the top 5 had clear separation because they thought positive thoughts while they were on the court. And when they made a mistake, they didn't dwell on it. They didn't beat themselves up about it. They had confidence in what they've trained. They had confidence in their ability, and they just moved on to the next point.
It's just mind over matter, isn't it?
It is.
It is that simple when you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter whether you're playing a sport or you're doing your job or even if you're driving. You know, you can quite easily let somebody under your skin.
Yeah.
You know, while you're driving to work.
Get
in the
road
morning.
rage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is that easy to do.
It is. And so I think the mindset of a champion is what sets them apart. Everyone can have the same physical abilities, but that mindset and that willingness to do a little bit extra, and we spoke about that consistency earlier around Kobe Bryant example of just, you know, you do this and this and this. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but in 2 years, in 5 years, you will be so much better than the person who's trained twice a week if you're training for 4 times a week or 5 times a week. And it doesn't have to be flat out training, but if you're from a basketball point of view, it might just be putting up shots.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
That's the one frustrating thing about AFL is that your one job is to kick a goal. You've got 2 poles to get it in between. That's all you've got to do.
And there's some players that have been fantastic at it. Like Jack Gunston the other night, and he Hawthorn player, he has such confidence in his kicking ability that I reckon he goes back and does not think he's going to miss. Where other players go back and go, oh, what's my routine? How am I going to kick this?
Yeah, they're doubting themselves.
And then they go, oh, yeah, I missed one from here then. Or it's psychological as well.
You're a Hawks fan?
No. Tigers.
They did it. It was a good win. I did watch that the other night.
Yeah.
So who do you think is going to be in the grand final? Who do you want to see? Is probably a more
geez.
appropriate question.
Who do I want to see? I think it'll be a Geelong Collingwood grand final.
Ooh, I was going to go Geelong Brisbane.
Brisbane, yeah.
We're going to put this on record. How much you want to put on it?
We can do a bottle of wine or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah. And then I've always had a soft spot for Geelong for some reason. I don't know what it is. People, and this is another thing with like, people hate on teams that are great and they want them to fail. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Watch them. Love watching them play.
Isn't that all about the art of the game?
Yeah.
Isn't that what people want to see? They just want to see good competition and great skills.
Great skills.
Great skills.
Watch the best players perform at the highest level.
Yep.
If they're winning, great. Good on them. Enjoy watching them.
Yeah.
You know, but people put negative spin on everything, right? So when Richmond, as you whether you know or not, Richmond had a really dry spell for about 40 years. We did not get anywhere near the premiership.
And then you won it 3 times.
We won it 3 in 4 years.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Mason Cox, it would have been 4 times in 4 years. he played out of his skin.
Bloody American.
Yeah, I know.
Bloody American.
So Richmond never made the finals. So Geelong were always there. So I would sort of just follow Geelong. They were a great team at the time. And I've always had a soft spot for them, and they just keep reproducing quality football year after year. So,
yes, they do. They do, don't they? Yeah. Must be something in the water down there.
I know. I don't know what it is, but they just keep producing. But it probably comes back to the culture and the way the clubs run and the development programs they've got in there, I would suggest. So, you come into a really good culture. You've got people that want to see you succeed. Other players want to see you succeed as a player. They're not jealous of you. They don't want to push you down and just to make them look better or anything like that. That's a whole cultural thing.
As we said, culture is the key word.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's a sports team or an office,
business or whatever it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, people move jobs because of culture.
Yep. And you can understand why, because it's toxic. It's not good to be around.
It's not good to be around. And my last job I left because the culture was it was a fantastic place to work for about 5 or 6 years, and then the culture just turned, and the negativity in the office was draining, and I going to work. I don't want to be here. Yeah. I don't want to be part of this environment.
Yeah, that's not good waking up feeling like that, is it?
No, it's
not. Hey, let's take a break. No. This podcast is brought to you by Holy Shirt Australia. Holy Shirt Australia are 100% online. They're Australia's largest no minimum custom print and embroidery company. All their services are completed in-house, and they can deliver all orders promptly and professionally. They like to keep it simple and straightforward, so they offer cool stuff that can be custom printed or embroidered to your liking. They have an easy-to-use online designer to build your custom apparel from the comfort of your home or office. They offer pricing that reflects your individual order, and remember, they are no minimum on all their products. They deliver what the customer expects when they expect it. They've got over 1,500 products ready for you to custom print or embroider today, right now. So head to holyshirt.com.au for all your custom clothing requirements. We're back. It was only an hour, but I need a big pee. Hey, our sponsor, Buckfast. Have you heard of Buckfast before?
I haven't. No.
You haven't?
No.
Well, today's your lucky day, mate. Buckfast, it's a tonic wine. It's 15% alcohol, and it's got more caffeine in it than Red Bull.
Wow.
What do you think it's going to taste like? What does it look like?
It looks like a Ribena type.
Yeah, it's got
grapey flavour, maybe.
It doesn't have the stickiness of a fortified wine, but wrap your laughing gear around that, mate. Cheers. Thanks to Buckfast. Oh, it sounds so good on the mic too. What do you reckon about that?
That's lovely.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I have not had a guest say a bad word about it.
No, that's a beautiful drop.
Nice. Well, you're welcome to come. I can give you something to take home, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're welcome to come back anytime.
Yes.
Hey, we've got a segment called Dead or Alive. It's new this year.
Yep.
What do you think it entails?
Is it, I think Chrissy and Brownie had a segment, Dead or Alive, on their radio.
Oh, did they?
Station. I had to guess whether they were dead or alive. The person was dead or alive.
It's something. It's somewhere along that. Look, we don't like to show death, but unfortunately, it does pop up.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a look at this and see what we think, mate.
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die.
Somebody's been doing some creative editing there on the opener. Oh, what do we got here? Pause that, Mav. To paint a picture, we've got an indoor athletics event, and we've got a pole vaulter. Can you imagine what's going to happen to this pole vaulter? Have you seen it before?
I haven't seen it before, but
just play it through slowly, Mav. Now, he's just gone over the top of the bar, and his pole has gone fair up in his groin.
Yeah.
Roll it through, mate. Roll it. Oh. Pause that. That poor lady.
Yes.
Do you know what died then? His future kids. He's not gonna.
Yes.
He's not gonna be able to have babies. Oh dear. And that poor. Oh, maybe that's his girlfriend.
Maybe that's why she looks so worried about it.
I shouldn't laugh, should I? But you know, I put this together for my own enjoyment.
Yeah,
It's got nothing to do with the guests. What have we got next, Mav? What do we got next? Oh shit. Oh, do you want to describe what you're seeing there, mate?
It's like a large drill bit through somebody's hand.
That's like 20 mils. That's a
Yeah.
20 mil drill bit right through a guy's hand. And there's not an ounce of blood
No
coming
blood,
out of it. No
yeah.
blood. So through his hand, we're talking about like the palm of his, through the top of his, what's that?
Just under his index finger.
Yeah.
Towards his wrist.
And it's gone through like a
straight through.
good 100 mil. Play that through, Mav. And so that tapping that you hear is somebody trying to tap the drill bit out of the chuck, which has got his hand and the drill bit through.
I'm astounded at that.
Can you imagine every time that guy taps on that, going through, like vibrating through your freaking hand?
Yeah.
That's insane. Play that through, Mav. Still no blood. Look at it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Wow.
going to give you nightmares tonight,
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
know. I
Every
won't
time you
forget that
hear
one
a
in a hurry.
Every time you hear a tap. He survived, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. He's had to wipe his bum with his other hand. So paint your picture here. This looks like a bungee platform. Would you agree?
Yes.
And I'm even though there's English there, it says 60 kg from. These guys got harnesses on, and the guy that we're looking at the moment in full frame, he's got his little camera, 360 camera on that pole. See that red pole there?
Yep.
Just play that through, Mav. So he's not latched in. He's not. They've opened the door. He's not latched in, and he's sat down. Pause that, Mav. He's just jumped off.
He's gone.
He's gone. He sat down thinking that he was latched in. They'd opened the gate. He's walked through with his camera.
There's
You want to replay
so much
replay that,
stupidity
Mav?
in that.
Replay that, Mav.
Where
Replay that.
was that?
It's Indonesia somewhere, China maybe. I can't quite tell what the dialect is. Just play it through, Mav. You watch him again. So there he is, got his red pole with his camera, gone through. That's him go. I love it how they just.
Do you
I
know
love
what
it how they
happened?
just closed the gate and said, "Oh fuck, well
Oh,
he's
whatever.
gone. He died. He's
died.
dead.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go. That's an official death. I think that's just only the second one that we've had on this segment. Official death. Do you play golf?
I do.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
good at it?
What's
I'm sure you are. What are you shooting?
now I have no idea. I got down to around 12-ish.
Oh, I was going to say 12 or 14.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no.
You're one of these fucking high achievers, aren't you?
Well, just naturally talented. I don't know.
So you like a good game of golf?
Yeah, and it's great. Like, I'll talk about Will a bit. My son, he got into this golf probably 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So now
Is he
it's
good
just-
too?
Yeah, he's better than me now. Yeah, He can hit the ball really well. So
Nice.
yes, I do love going out and having a hit of golf with you.
Have you got friends like this? Play this through, Mav. This guy's looking to putt or chip over a... Oh, here comes a golf cart. Oh!
Sometimes you can say those things are staged, but that does not look staged.
Look at his
all
head,
to
man.
me.
Look at the way he's just gone over the cart and into the passenger seat. Well, upside down.
Yes. Yeah.
I can imagine his legs hurt, his neck hurt.
Yeah.
Mates like that, they're fucking assholes,
Yes,
aren't they?
they are. They are.
Replay that, man.
That's got to be a boys' trip away somewhere.
Replay that, yeah, exactly. They lined them up beautifully, didn't they?
Oh, right up.
Shit. He survived.
He
He was
survived.
full
Yeah,
of
he's
booze.
fine.
He was full of booze anyway. Oh, crikey. What have we got next? Oh,
Tecnologia.
for those people just listening, have you seen that pop up in your feed on your Instagram or
I've never
TikTok?
seen that.
You haven't heard?
No.
So they're actually saying I think it's in Arabic. They're saying technology.
Technology,
So technology,
yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
So that voiceover goes over any video that somebody's doing something unique or doing something clever. That's the spoof behind that.
Got you.
This is the original.
Oh, that's the
thing.
original one.
Yeah. Play it again, man,
Yeah.
for those people listening. Just so they, because he's genuinely astonished
Yeah.
by this. It's just a seat rest just pulling up.
He's
Tecnologia.
He's amazed by it.
It's just so fucking happy. So fucking happy. Oh, we played this. Play that one, man. This is just the end of this. We played this last week. We couldn't figure out what the guy was doing. But all you can do is smell burnt hair in the
Yeah.
studio now.
Yeah.
That's dead or alive, mate.
Nice.
There's
And there
always-
was one death.
There-
I gather.
one confirmed.
Unless the last guy,
Look, unless that was staged,
first degree burns.
it looked. The guy was not strapped in. It looked like a high platform. You
did.
couldn't tell much from. But it was funny how they just closed the gate and went, oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Out he goes. Hey, before the break, we touched on coaching and coach's role in moulding our youth in sports.
Yep.
What makes a good coach?
Listen, a good coach nowadays, I think I said before, they used to be very hard and authoritarian, and it was my way. Listen, you do it this way, you do it this way, you do it this way.
Are we talking sport in general? or are we
Sport in
talking
general.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look back at any of the old coaching videos, whether it be AFL, whether it be basketball. I'm not so familiar with soccer, but I'll go with those two sports as far as team sports go. Even you look at some of the old swimming coaches, where they were very demanding of their athletes.
Well, you said about, so I don't think any category is immune from this.
No,
are they?
no. So now coaching's evolved into real relationship building and building that relationship with the athlete, gathering their trust. That's the way you get respect from them, giving them feedback, the appropriate feedback that they need. But that relationship building is so important in being able to get that athlete-coach relationship and being able to get the best out of the athlete. I think good coaches can say, oh, well, what drills did he do? You know, what did he teach at training? All that sort of thing. But in 10 years' time, a youth athlete, isn't going to remember that a coach did a particular kicking drill or ran a shooting drill for basketball, or a goal kicking drill for soccer. Well, whatever it is, a batting drill for cricket. They're not going to remember that. They're going to remember how that coach treated them and the words that coach spoke to them. So if they're sending positive messages, building that athlete up to be a better player, a better person, they'll remember that. They won't remember anything about what drills you did or the techniques that you did.
Of course.
On the
And
training track.
that's no different whether it's a coach or whether it's a boss or a leader in a
Correct.
team at work.
It's any leadership.
Or a teacher at school.
Yep.
You know, because a lot of young kids are, I wouldn't say falling through the gaps, but they're not getting that that mental support that they need in the classroom to make them want to learn.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same with, as you say, a good coach.
Yeah.
You know, it's about creating a good relationship with your players and a good culture. And it's not just about winning, but the thing is, if you want to win, you've got to put in the hard work. You've got to put in the effort.
Correct.
You know, cause and effect. You know, so as you say, it's important for coaches to have those. Well, so you said that most of the coaches are volunteers.
Yes.
What are they getting resource-wise to be able to give them these skills when they're dealing with our youth?
Unfortunately, not a lot. Like the coaching course for an AFL or a basketball, and I've been through both of them for level 1, just to coach a youth team, is very minimal. It's an online course that you go through, 40 minutes maybe.
What does it cover predominantly, though?
It covers the game itself. It does cover how to coach and how to act around kids, things like that, and how to develop kids. It doesn't go into a lot of the whys of why kids play sport. What's the motivation for them to be there with you? And if you can understand that, then you can develop things based on that. And if some kids have the motivation to win, right? That's fine. Is that their only motivation? If they didn't win, would they play the sport still? Probably, right?
You want to hope.
You'd want to hope.
You'd want to hope.
You want to hope that the winning isn't just the only thing. And in concert, you talk about winning. If you've got a team that wins by 100 points every game at football, or wins by 35 points at basketball or something like that, they're never challenged. Are they developing? Are they learning?
I'd say no.
I'd say no, right?
No resilience, that's for
Correct,
sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
So winning can actually can be a detriment sometimes if you're winning by that much. Yeah, you might win a premiership, but that's fleeting. Like, that's a memory. It's one day. What happens after that? You've won your premiership, celebrate, great. What happens after that? You reflect back on that year. Oh, we went through undefeated. Were you challenged? Did you learn? Did you develop? What was your personal growth in that year? Probably not a lot, right? So, from the athlete's point of view, I think development and enjoyment are the two biggest keys in youth sport.
Oh, it has to be.
Has to be.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. And coaches, I would recommend that they build that really strong relationship. If your athlete trusts you, they're going to respect you. They're going to listen to you. It's that trust element instead of that demanding element that coaches used to be. It's just changed.
Your situation with your club, are you finding that your coaches have all the tools available to them to be able to do what they need to do?
No. From an AFL perspective, no, there's not enough education going into coaches. We try and do it at a club level, but even that's probably not where it should be, to be fair. There probably needs to be more. And
Is it pure resources? Is it money? Is it funding? What are we lacking in?
Yeah, I think it's just, where does the focus go? They're trying to, the AFL are trying to build participation and grow participation in the sport. How do you do that? They focus on, the primary school kids coming through, get as many kids as you can coming through and things like that. But then if they're tipping out the top end early, you're losing them at a certain level, right? So the coaching education, I just don't think it's a massive focus. There's a lot going on, right? You talk about we get situations. There needs to be education on vilification, like racial vilification and discrimination and all that sort of stuff, which still happens on the footy field, on in society, right?
Do you agree it's happening more and more though?
Oh,
Because it's not dissipating, is it?
No, it
because as you
doesn't.
say, it's a problem that needs to be squashed.
yeah,
And I know AFL's dealing from the top
the
down.
top down, yeah, and it needs to just be understood. And I think the biggest impact the biggest thing I've seen with youth sport and kids is they don't understand what some of these racial slurs mean, and they'll say them without actually understanding what they mean and the impact it has on the recipient.
Yeah, it's just ignorance.
Yeah.
Pure.
And the education part, and we spoke about the education for coaches and parents and all that. The education across everything, including vilification, is something that's needed from in youth sports. And you know, some of the derogatory words are common in, if you listen to rap music or you hear US, and I'll go to the US. You hear sports people say some of the derogatory words, and our kids hear them and think that that's okay, where it's not, evidently. But so the education's a big piece in that sort of thing. So the coaches, the focus on coaches is probably less than something like that. So the focus gets shifted down a little bit.
Wouldn't you think that the coach, which is technically the hub of the wheel, wouldn't you think that that's where all the attention needs to be? Would you agree?
I agree. I think there needs to be more focus on educating coaches, because a lot of these volunteers love what they do.
That's why they do
they
it.
Absolutely love coaching, and they love being around the kids, and they love every aspect of it. They enjoy training, and when it finishes, they're like, "I'm so upset. I've got to wait until next year now to get into coaching again." So they love what they do. So they would, I won't say all of them, but a high percentage of them would take that education and want to get better and learn. So the investment, I think, needs to shift up to where the coach more into coaches and coaching, and how to coach, why kids play sport. You know, we talk about the vilification. The coaches can start to educate that through their kids. If they've built the right relationships, they've built the trust, they send that message down to the kids. The kids will listen to them as well.
Well, as you say, that they build the trust with the players, and then all that information can be filtered down because the players trust them.
Yep.
You know, it's like a father figure. You know, they're basically taking over, because that's the thing, is like, as you say, with some of these words that have been spoken, and they hear it, like 9 times out of 10, their parents wouldn't tolerate that.
No.
In their own homes, but for some reason they think it's acceptable to do on a footy field, round other people, kids their own age.
Yeah.
And that has to be taught from the coach down. That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't do it at home. Why do it here?
No, and it's not just racial vilification. Like, there's been stuff around people's weight, and you know, it's just
Oh mate,
discrimination.
dude, kids
and
can be
anything.
arseholes,
Yeah.
can't they? They
Yeah.
can be nasty little
Yeah.
pieces of work.
And some of the parents come back and go, "Oh, we used to cop more than that on the footy field," but it's not about that. Like, we speak about mental health, and that can impact at a young age now. If a person is going through a hard time in their life, and then they're copping some of this stuff in the sports arena,
Yeah.
it just puts another weight on them, and can.
Well, if they're getting it at school, and then they get it at their sports club playing at the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can fuck kids up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not cool. It's not cool at all.
Not at all.
It's
so-
it's a social issue. There's no
Exactly.
quick fix. There's
No.
Wouldn't it be nice to go, hey, we can do this. We can chuck all the money at it, and it would fix the problem. It's never going to happen.
No,
unfortunately.
I don't think no amount of money will totally fix the problem. We just need to be better as people.
Yeah, humans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the trouble with society,
I know.
isn't it?
There's
It's fucking
there's
scary.
humans in it.
It's scary though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as you say, I mean, these volunteers that spend all their time and effort, you know, trying to teach these kids. Yeah, it would be nice for them to have a few more resources
Yeah.
So if I was, as we said, money can't fix everything.
Yep.
If I said to you, look, I can give you anything that you need to help with your coaching at your club, what would you want? If I could offer you anything, what would you say? What would you take from me?
Yeah, it's a great question. Like I said, I think education. So if there was more, there's a lot of resources around what drills to run.
We're talking about training drills.
Training drills.
Yep.
There's a lot of resources, and people think, well, if I've got a vast array of training drills, I must be a good coach. But
doesn't work that way, does it?
Doesn't work that way. No. So I think if we could have anything, it would really, it would be more, and not an online education even. I think it would be someone specific that understands how to coach and why kids coach, and to try and
The psychology of coaching.
psychology behind why kids play sport and what a good coach looks like.
Yep.
If we can disseminate that information, I think coaches might just change their behaviour a little bit, and it would just make a better sporting environment, a better environment for the players, the parents, the opposition. Like, they're just kids. I know I've been guilty of it. Like a 15-year-old kid might whack my son in the game, and I'm like, oh God, dude, he's dirty. And then I go and shake his hand after the game, and he's just a kid.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
He's just caught up in the in the hype of it all.
Yeah,
You know? Just trying to. He's probably trying to impress his dad. Trying to be a man. Just trying to do his best he can. Getting carried away with it.
But us as adults, we can't react to that. We need to just let that play out on a sporting field, and just remember we're the adult. We are the adult, and we need to act like that.
Yeah, that's an important message, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking act like an adult.
Yeah.
So on an average Saturday, I mean, we've talked about it previously. There's a lot of words being said by parents.
Yep.
By coaching staff. What do you think the fix is for that? Apart from, obviously, we said it comes from the coaches down.
Yep.
But we've got this group of people that are trying to support their kids, getting carried away. I've seen the signs at the sporting grounds, which is really a shame, because when I grew up, there weren't those signs when I went to footy.
Are you talking about the signs that say this is just kids' sport?
Yep.
Please, yeah.
Pull your fucking head and don't be a dickhead.
Yep.
I was, when I first saw that, it didn't surprise me. As we said, it's societal. But we didn't have that when I was younger.
Yeah.
And it is sad. It is sad. So if you're sitting on the sidelines, are you more likely to say something to somebody?
If it was
taking you away from the president, I know because you're the president.
If it was someone that I know, and is part of my environment or my club, even if I'm not the president, if I'm just a parent of that team or whatever, yes, I would say something to the other parent. When it's the opposition, it gets a bit harder, because that can inflame a situation potentially. If they're getting aggressive towards the crowd of the game, you try and step in and tell them to pull their head in or whatever it is. They can then turn on you, and then it just
going to fuel the fire.
Fuels the fire. Yeah. So there's ways and means to get around that, but I think every club and most of the presidents are on the same page that they don't want this to happen.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Buckfast. What is Buckfast, you ask? Well, let me tell you. It's better known as Bucky, and it's an internationally enjoyed, unique tasting tonic wine. It's equally rich in heritage as it is in taste. It packs a punch from 15% alcohol and about the same amount of caffeine as a well-known drink that gives you wings. Buckfast's enjoyment is only rivaled by its versatility from the cooking pot to the wine or cocktail glass. Drink it straight, mix it in a Negroni, or use it as a marinade. Available Australia-wide and distributed by Beeblebrox Beverages. Visit beeblebrox.com.au to find your closest stockist and buckfast.com for cocktail and recipe ideas. I've sat on the sidelines of kids AFL, and I've been around rugby union, and there is a definite gap between the two. And obviously we've touched on a little bit why it's happening. It's a shame that Australia's national game has got this. It's an issue. Would you call it an issue?
Yeah. It's definitely an issue. It's a stigma, and it all comes down to like just respect and being a good person, like we spoke about before. But it's you should have respect, and some of these umpires and officials that are doing it are just kids.
Yeah,
and they're trying to do the right thing. They're not out there trying to favour one team or the other. They're just trying to umpire a game of football or basketball or whatever it is, and do their best.
There's no ulterior motives, is it?
No.
As far as they're concerned, they're not getting a cash backhand.
No, exactly. No, so they're just trying to do the best they can, and then they're copping abuse from coaches, officials, parents, and then they need a ground marshal to walk them off the ground, like we spoke about before.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
We're probably quite advanced with what we do as far as education goes, but I think a lot of clubs need education. So not just online education for 40 minutes, like we spoke about before, to give the coaches that
cert.
Yeah,
that's
cert.
All it is.
Tick that box.
Yep.
It's done. They actually needed education around the psychology of why kids play sport, what's their motivation, and what does a good coach look like. And I think if they can get that, they get a better understanding of how they should act, both during the game and at training, and what they should be teaching. And yeah, we teach the skills of sport, but it's bigger than that. We spoke about life skills, and what kids can get out of being involved in a sport is a bigger outcome. Not every kid playing it now, or very few kids, are going to make it to an elite level in any sport. So what are they doing it for?
Well, what are they doing it for?
Well, they're doing it because they love playing the game. They want to be with their friends. They want to be part of a community. There's a lot of different reasons why kids play sport, and I think we need to, as coaches and as youth sports advocates and clubs, we need to understand why kids are playing. What's our purpose? Why are we here? What do we need to provide for these kids?
Well,
it's not the elite that we should be focusing on.
No, exactly. As you say, it's grassroots. It's right now.
Yep.
It's what's in front of you. And if you think about the resources teachers have to teach our kids in school,
Yeah.
Even they don't have enough to do their job.
No.
So it seems like it's a problem that's not. There's no quick fix, obviously, to it, but we can understand that once again, it comes down with anything. It comes down to education.
Yeah, exactly. And like there is a move towards child safety, but well-being is a. I don't think many clubs would have a full well-being program.
We're talking about mental health. Well, we're talking about the thing that encapsulates everything.
Everything. Like
Yep.
a kid gets injured, misses a whole season of footy. How are they coping? What are they doing? Are we checking in on them? How are we supporting them as a club?
Yep.
To make sure that they're mentally stable. They're getting through life outside of this injury. So
the question is, as a club president, what are you doing for those particular people that like, because Mav got written out for the rest of the year because of a couple of KOs. He got
Yep. So we've got a wellbeing officer that checks in on the players, and it does depend on people reporting injuries to us as well.
Yep.
So if we don't know someone's injured, if it's a major injury, we generally find out. But if someone's even just a 3-week concussion or whatever it might be, that needs to be reported to us so that we understand it. And concussions should be reported, because we need to actually make sure that they're physically fit to go back to playing the
course.
sport. But yeah, we've got a wellbeing person who's set up a wellbeing program. We check in with them once the injury happens. We will supply them with a little gift pack or something from the club.
Yeah.
Depending on what it might be. We've had signed jumpers from Bailey Dale, who was an ex-player, to a kid that got concussed and had some, I think it was some spinal injury or something.
Oh, shit.
And couldn't walk for some time. So
That's a severe injury, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
It's very uncommon for AFL, though, isn't it?
It is. This is a training incident as well.
Oh, fuck.
And then, another boy, we had Scott Pendlebury sign a jumper. Chris Pendlebury's the coach of our senior team, so Scott was kind enough to sign a jumper for this young boy. And then we do check-ins as they go through their injury. So we will check in with them as they go through. And it's not perfect from our club, but it's a start. And we've only been doing this for a couple of years. But I don't think... It's just trying to help those kids mentally through what it can be a really difficult time.
And it is.
It is.
It impacts some kids more than others, obviously.
Yeah, but they're missing, like, some of them aren't able to do any sport, and then they're not able to run. It's a leg injury, and it's what they've done. And they just, how are they coping with that? And we need to take a focus on the well-being side of the sport as well, not just, oh, well, this kid can't play, he's out.
Well, as you say, it's the importance of how they cope with it, because as a 50-year-old, a 53-year-old male, if I can't do something, it's going to impact me. But I've got life skills, I'd hope, to be able to cope with it.
Yeah.
You know, like I had to give up running because of a hip injury, and I've got an artificial hip. I had to write running off completely. And I think if I didn't have all these years under my belt, I probably would. If that was me at 20 or 18 or 20, it could have been very adverse on me mentally, because I didn't have the skills to be able to cope with it and go, all right, this is a chapter. We're just going to close that. We're going to go to the next one. What can we do?
Yeah.
It's not what can't we do.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. What can we do?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do from here on in?
Yeah.
Now, as you say, kids need that support around them to be able to understand and have a conscious awareness of, okay, this is what's happened to you now. This is the reason why it happened. Right? This is what we're going to do to get you through this period. And then we're looking at that, and we're looking at the other side of it.
Yeah,
We're looking at
this
you
period
coming
will
back.
pass at some point.
Because a lot of injuries actually make athletes better. They make them more resilient. They make them stronger.
Yep.
They go do rehab, an ACL or something like that. If they come back from that, sometimes they come back stronger.
They can do, yeah.
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 Doesn't always happen. But as you say,
mentally and like you said, the resilient side of things, and they get to work on other parts of their physical strength and things like that while they're rehabbing.
Well, if you've never had an injury, you've never had to go through that, have you? It's like winning all the time, winning by 100 goals.
Yeah.
What does it teach you?
Yeah, nothing.
No, not in the scheme of things,
No,
really.
no,
Not
no.
the bigger picture. Not
No.
the bigger picture.
You did mention that you had to stop running. I don't know how I would cope.
Well, of course, because
because I would, yeah.
I was going to ask you about your personal, because you're one of these fucking nutters that do ultra marathons, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Once again, Mr. High Achiever.
Yeah. It's just
And for anybody just listening,
hardest thing I can do.
Anything that we're talking 50 and 100 K's, aren't we? And up.
And up.
And
yeah,
up.
100 miles.
It's 160 K's.
160 K's is where I'm not where I'm at now, but I've done a couple of them now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was as you say. You could not right now sitting here understand what it's like to have that taken away from you.
No.
And for it to not even be on your radar is a good thing, because you don't want to even be thinking about that.
But to think that I'm 50, and if I had that taken away from me, I would struggle.
Yep.
Imagine a kid who's 15 has got everything taken away from him for 12 months and
Exactly.
he can't do it.
And doesn't have the coping mechanisms to deal with it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was something that I had to take stock of exactly where I was in my life.
Yep.
I understood why it happened. Unfortunately, it's a genetic thing with me. I blame my mother, my poor mother. God rest her soul. And it was just one of those things. Well, okay, well you adapt. You adapt or die. You know?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's unfortunately part of life where you've got to pivot. You know, you've got to take some stuff on the chin and refocus.
Is that a Dave Goggins quote?
If it was, it wasn't intentional. Because Dave Goggins an ultramarathon, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's a strange unit, but very motivational for a lot of people, no doubt. Yeah.
Oh, we need people like that to aspire to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you say, that he can be eclectic and a little bit left of centre.
Yep.
But he does a good job, and he's educating.
Yep,
You know? And
exactly.
that for people, because that's the thing is a lot of people they can't teach, and then a lot of people that can't they teach. You know.
Yeah.
Did I get that right? I think I got that right. Anyway. I'm not a good teacher, but I'm going to keep doing this and see what happens. But yes, it was. What was I? 40, 41, 42?
Yeah, okay.
When
Still very young.
Yeah, very young for
Yeah.
a hip replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just a point in my life where I just had to, take it on the chin, and I knew it was happening. I could see it coming from about 2 years out.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things that,
Still not an easy time to go through, no doubt.
No.
How did you cope? What was your coping
Oh, well, look,
mechanism for it?
so for me personally, running was my medication. It was all about my mental health.
Yeah.
And that's why I started running in the first place, and that's exactly what it did for me. It delivered me my medication on a regular basis. I used to love going out for runs. I used to love testing myself. I knew I was getting older, and I started running late. You know, I was never. If you look at me, I was never a great athlete as a child. I was a small person, but running gave me some solace. And when it was taken away, as I said, I knew there was a long lead into it eventually happening. So I went and did everything I could possibly do before I got my hip replacement. So I went and climbed Mount Fuji. I did Kokoda. I did Kokoda carrying my own pack. With an ask.
I'd love to come back and talk about that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, you're welcome back any time. So yeah, I got they say get the best out of your own bones before you get them replaced, and that's exactly what I did. So, like the hiking and that was probably the next best thing I could get, euphoria wise, close to running, because the running high. Yeah. Obviously, runners know what the runner's high is. Bushwalking in that was the next best thing I could do.
Yep.
Now I just chuck it all into the gym. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I know that. I snowboard as well too, and push bike, mountain bike as well. Not as much as what I'd like to, but yeah, it's you just, as I said, you just got to pivot.
Yeah.
You got to pivot.
Yeah.
It gives you opportunity to do something that you thought
different.
you'd never do. Because I think as we get older, it's a little bit narrow-minded to just keep doing the same things. Expecting the same results, and expecting the same results in regards to your own happiness, your own inner peace. Filling the cup up however you want to, however you want to praise. I don't like that term, but as I said, we were talking in the break about my own happiness.
Yeah,
this is the reason why I do this, because it makes me happy. It makes me happy to have you sitting here talking to me and educating our listeners about something that maybe they didn't know.
Yep.
Or maybe they weren't aware of.
No.
And I hope they're listening to this in their car and they're enjoying it, which is great. So that's, as I said,
fingers crossed they're enjoying it.
I hope so.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So on a personal note, personally, we're going to get you back for another podcast, because I know we've got a lot more to talk about, especially with your own achievements.
Yep.
You personally, as a 50-year-old male, father, husband, what spins your wheels at the moment? What's getting you out of bed and giving you motivation?
There's a couple of things. Obviously, I spoke about my running. I still love running, so I've always got a goal and an event to train for.
Which is the best way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah. You get an event, and like I'm planning, like I've already planned post this event in November. What do I do after that?
What have we got in November?
It's a Kosciuszko miler, so 100 miles through Kosciuszko.
Far out.
Yeah.
How long is that going to take you? Mile, so 160 k's.
160 k's, yeah. I did it last year, but a storm came through just as I got to Charlotte's Pass. So Charlotte's Pass is the start to Peak Cosy.
Okay.
You go up and back.
Yep.
A storm come through, lightning was striking, so I had to wait and stop at Charlotte's Pass for about 2 hours, and that was about 80 k's into the race. And then they didn't let us go up Cosy, so we had to just continue on.
That's disappointing, isn't it?
Which is disappointing. So I'm going back to
Of
hopefully,
course. You got to tick that box,
yeah,
mate.
get up the top of Australia. When I say top, the highest point of Australia. Get up the top of Cosy.
Do you take time to appreciate where you are when you're doing these events, or is it head down, bum up?
It's a good question. I used to be head down, bum up, and I used to really push to get times. Now it's about experience.
Yep.
I want to experience what's out there. So I do go a bit slower than what my maximum pace would be. It's not about, I'm not going to win a race, right? It's more about me finishing the race and enjoying the beautiful country that I'm running through and seeing parts of the world that I may never see. But like I said, I'd love to come back and talk more about some of the events I've done. And
That's a beautiful thing. That just thinking back, memories about running. Yeah, we were in Europe, and you'd just put on your runners and just go out the hotel door.
Yep.
And you'd fucking see things that you would normally not see as a tourist or walking. But those are the things I miss. And as you say, it's good that you've got to this point in your career where you can stop to smell the roses.
Yes.
As such.
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, it's not about, like I said, it's not about times anymore. It's just about enjoying the experience. But outside of running, obviously, my son is a big part of my life. So family and son, and he's at Coates League at the moment, so he's developing his football very, very well. So going and watching him play.
You got high aspirations for him. Is he gonna go to the draft or not?
Oh, his draft year's next year, so we'll see how he goes next year.
Yeah.
He loves the game. He loves playing. There's no pressure from us as parents as to where he can get to. It's his motivation, and like we spoke about the pressure from parents and why kids stop playing sport before, and that's the big thing for me is that he's just enjoying and driving himself, and staying fit allows me to go down and have a kick with him and do running programs with him and try and keep up with him, which doesn't happen anymore, unfortunately.
They know when they get the better of you too.
Mate, it happened a couple of years ago, and I'm like, fuck.
How much taller is he than you?
He's probably 7 centimeters taller, maybe.
What are you,
like that.
5'8", 5?
I'm about 175.
Okay.
He's about 181, 182.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks when they get bigger than you.
Well, I didn't want him to be smaller than me. Let's be fair.
No, exactly. That's what I'm glad about my son too. He got his granddad's genes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's going to be short and angry like me all his life.
Yeah. So there's that part of my life, and then work. I've just started up a coaching business. So I'm
coaching, as in coaching coaches or coaching
a bit of both.
athletes?
So I'm hoping to do some work with AFL Victoria to start coaching coaches, like we spoke about
Yeah.
the coach education before. So hopefully I can get some work with AFL Victoria to do that. But it's also coaching players, so developing players. And,
Of course.
And that's a passion of mine, has been to coach and to see kids develop. And I'm not focused particularly on a high-end elite pathway for individual coaching. I'd love to do that at a team level, like go and coach at an elite pathway level.
If the opportunity came
up. But at the moment, my coaching business is around small group coaching, one-on-one coaching, and some school holiday programs and things like that. So
what age group are we talking about?
Realistically, the school holiday programs, just the one-on-one coaching and the small group coaching is generally between 12 and 18.
Yep.
That sort of age group.
Okay.
And I've got kids from who just come along and their mum and dad just want them to get confidence and build confidence with the game.
And you're the perfect person
And I'm
for
the
that.
perfect person
Aren't
for that. And then there's the other ones that are looking to push to elite pathways and trying to get into Coach League and things like that. And so there's a big variety of kids and talent, but they're all there. And as long as they're enjoying what they're doing.
That's the main thing.
that's
They've
the
got a
main
smile
thing.
on their face.
Smile on their face. But there are different coaching techniques for each, but you know, it's something that I'm really passionate about, and like I said to you before about my work, I wasn't enjoying the culture at work, and my wife said, just get out and do this, and so
That's
what I
good.
started
Have a good
doing.
supportive partner.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can go chase those dreams.
Yes,
Mate,
yes.
that's awesome. Hey, look, once again, I really appreciate your time today. It's
My pleasure.
It's
It's
a
been
Sunday
fantastic.
afternoon in Melbourne. It's a gorgeous day
It
out
is,
there.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's just as gorgeous in the studio
studio,
here, of course. As I said, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. I hope you've had fun here today.
I have, thank
We'd
you.
really love to get you back. We've got more topics to cover. But I think today, just the importance on, I think, respect. We really need to highlight respect towards our fellow humans. And, of course, when it's on the sporting field, it's about the coaches, it's about the referees, the umpires, and our fellow supporters. So,
Correct. Yeah.
if that's the message that we've got to give, that's a pretty good one today.
Yeah, I think it's a good message. Just be good people, respect others, and someone said to me when I was younger, they were teaching their daughter, and they said life's about having fun. So
Hallelujah.
let's have fun.
That's what it's all about, man. Live until I die.
Yep.
Thank you
Exactly.
very much, mate. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank
That's
you.
a wrap, man.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in and for your time. You know the vibe, I'm steady living until I die. It's a lewd state of mind, and we showed you that. Keep it authentic and real, I hope you coming back. Hey, make sure that you subscribe, cause we got it popping all the time, man, it's going down. If you wanna elevate, wanna live a better life, keep it locked here. You know it's a lewd state of mind, let's go.